Hey friends, it's Warren from Explortography. Mary and I are here today. She's behind the camera. We're tackling the deck system. Adams is getting her next modification. She's getting a deck system that'll allow us to organize our overlanding gear and keep things where they should be instead of all over the cab and all over the back. So we are tackling the deck system today. We have just delivered, they just delivered this deck system. Not sure if this is how they normally arrive. It looks a little worse for wear, but hopefully all the parts are here. I know the deck system's a tough system, so we're gonna open up the box, find our instructions, and then see what parts are in there, lay them out, and start putting it together up on Adams. How this will improve our...
So what are you most excited about the deck system for?
Oh, I'm really excited to get things organized. The overlanding requires a lot of small equipment and gear, and having this organization is going to help us out quite a bit and allow us to be prepared. Not having to unload and load our stuff every time we have to want to go out and do stuff.
Is there a reason you chose the deck system instead of building your own or one of the other options out there?
Well, the deck system is waterproof. It's very tough. It's able to hold a lot on top of the deck after we're done. We have an RLD design stainless steel canopy on its way. So we're going to have this underneath the canopy on top and back of the Gladiator. So this still gives a platform to work on. The price point was fair compared to some of the other systems that are out there. So it's kind of why we chose this one. We've got our first casualty, a broken divider. We'll have to contact DECT on that. I'm sure we'll get a replacement. All right.
So with the supply chain issues that's going on right now, how long did it take for you to get this once you ordered it?
I think it was about 6 weeks, maybe a little less, maybe 4. It wasn't too long of a wait, actually. I mean, we had to transport it via truck, but they're all made in the USA, so they didn't seem to be too impacted by the supply chain issues.
Nice.
So we'll see what we can do here.
Alright, in this box we've got all the small pieces.
Leather strips.
The instructions,
and the
of course.
instructions. The most important part. And we'll have to go through the instructions, shims, roller wheels, everything's well separated and marked, so that's a good thing.
Alright, we got her all laid out. Now to read the instructions and see what happens next.
In English. It's written in plain American English. It says, "Don't go rogue on us." Please read the instructions. It says, "Don't over tighten. Get them hand tight." They're written in ways we can understand. That's really usable. What about preparing the bed? So we're going to take a look at, they want us to put tape on the bed to protect our paint. We have a sprayed in bed liner. We were fortunate enough to have veteran bed liners put in a bed liner for us here in Mesa, Arizona. So we are good that way. We're going to pull the anti-slip mat out of it and we'll be able to put the deck system inside. We pulled the non-slip mat out that came with the Gladiator. Now just exposing the textured covered bed. And we have a tonneau cover on here that we're going to remove for the time being. We'll replace it back on until we get our cap, but I think it'd be best to get it out of the way. So next step, I'm going to take the tonneau cover off. Get this off. A quarter. There's a lot of detail in the book on where these shims have to fall. So these are the things that we have to take account for right now and get them placed right. For I think the deck system will ride on it a lot smoother if we get this part correct. So we're going to take our time here and get these laid out. And they're saying 7.5 inches from the back tailgate on this section. So we've used rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle, try to take off as much dirt as we can. I think, let's take a look at our instructions. Looks a lot like this. Press down. Gonna fill that gap. Mark it 6.5 inches from this back plate. Put it in there like that. Pull our double stick tape. Fit in there like just like so. Another nice thing is they give you a little tab on each of the tapes to pull off, so that's you don't have to fight the double stick tape getting them uncovered, so that's kind of nice. All right, I don't think they're going anywhere. All right, we're on the second, the middle shim here for the center of the Gladiator bed. They are telling us to have 6.13 inches between the top of this shim and the bottom of this shim. We'll take a look at 6.13, 6 inches. We're determined it's between 1/8 and 1/4, so we're gonna just ballpark it in that area. From there, mark the top again. We're going to measure twice, make sure we're in the right ballpark. We are. So let's screw back a little. We'll get this area clean. So Mary, you excited about having this?
I am very excited about having it. You know how the last Overland trip we were at Overland Expo, we have our big Rubbermaid containers and they're nice. We have them ready to go, but it's really hard to kind of find what you're looking for. So it'll be nice to have dedicated space for the things that we bring along.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll add a lot of organization, especially the things we carry all the time. Our recovery gear, you know, some of the emergency camp gear, fire extinguishers and stuff. I'm looking forward to building the things on top, you know, putting like a power tank or an air compressor, water storage, that kind of fun stuff that I think we can build out once the cap is here. So it will definitely give us a pretty cool overlanding rig. It'll put a little bit of weight on top of Adams here. It's going to give us some.
Do you know what this deck system weighs?
I believe I don't. The cap is 165 pounds. Let's check the paperwork and see if it tells us.
So what you do now?
So we are removing these two D-rings. The documentation says to go ahead and remove them. I believe it says that they are not going to be reused. So we have a Torx 45 wrench here that we are taking this bolt out. Unfortunately, it's a slow process. So we're doing our center vertical and our cab side vertical. We're going to line those up, use some S1 screws to attach the verticals together. And they went on a flat surface. So we'll move to the garage and do it in there. So the directions said that we need S1 bolts. I wanted to show you the packaging that they include them in. We have a lot of the bolts, but they're easily labeled S1. So it's a great job from DECT organizing their bolts and helping us assemble this. Center vertical. And the cab vertical. The next section, the instructions say we need to attach the left and right studs. So the left and right studs are these pieces. And I believe, if you can see, they are labeled right here as R. Okay, pretty dark out here, we're losing sunlight, but they are labeled inside R and L, so you know which side to go on. Right would be in the passenger side, which would be this side here. And L would be the driver's side, which would be on the short side here. There you go. If you don't first succeed, try again. Getting it oriented correctly, finding the matching three nuts that are embedded in the plastic. We'll put the S1 bolts in, and as instructed, tighten them by hand. The left side on. Again, not tight but loose, so that we can get this fitted into the bed of the truck.
What's next?
All right, if you're ready, what we need to do is we're going to tackle the biggest part of this. It looks like we're going to be putting the deck on top of this, and we're also going to have to align the ammo cans at the same time. So with your help, Mary, I'm going to ask you to come over. We're going to pick this stuff up, maybe get the pallet and box out of the way so we have a flat surface to work on, and then we can go for it.
Sounds good.
You're saying place these ammo cans in here just to support the lid. I guess I gotta put these top bolts in, align it
Loosely
loosely.
secure 4 bolts. Then you can securely tighten the bolts that hold the studs to the cab side vert. And then you undo these.
Take it back out.
Yep.
So you get this aligned. We've got a 7/16 inch wrench for the nut, our 10 millimeter socket for the bolt, and we're going to.
What are you attaching with that?
What am I attaching to that? There are 2 side metal brackets that they've right here look like they attach to the bed brackets we put in. So. Here's the go. Put this in, start the nut. Tight to get them started. Hey, we're back on day 2. Last night we ran out of daylight, so we decided to shut it down and come back today and finish this up. So today we're going to take off. I think our next steps is to move this structure into the back of the bed. All right, we're going to move this frame into the truck. An S1 bolt with a nylon washer. Put it on the end of an extension. Back in here. Our second one in. Started with our extension. Next we'll be installing the ammo boxes, placing them in position to allow us to put our C channels on for the drawers. If you look inside, they are marked L and R and the inside of the ammo box. We'll start positioning them over orientation. Lock into place like that. Alright, so we're taking our flange nut and our S1 bolts and we're going to come up over on the ammo box, line the screws and loosely starting those. They are a lock nut, so they will stay in place once we tighten them up. Here. Tighten these up in the ammo can now. We've got these aligned. Next step is repeating this for the passenger side. I think the one thing we keep in mind when we get done is there's a lot of space in here. That's going to be under the deck.
Yeah.
Be a good place to mount an air compressor or something like that. So pull the deck back off and mount something under there would be nice. Gonna cover our boss flag. It'll always be with us. All right, that step is now complete. All right, time for decking. Appears to have a gasket inside. We want to make sure we keep that line straight, not pinched. Okay, we've got the deck aligned. This is put in loosely. They're asking us to use the S1 bolts again with nylon and rubber washers installed. So we're going to do a nylon and rubber washer on each of the top decks to waterproof. Makes you know water can get through. So doing a nylon washer on top of the S1 bolt, and then we'll put the rubber gasket washer on to make it more weather tight.
So what you doing now?
Now we're attaching the wheels to the drawers. So they give you these brackets. Torsion inserts through here. There's a hole in the side. We'll be putting a bolt through. So give it some rigidity. Load it up with good stuff. They said 2-inch for the top. It goes through this lip back here, so put that 2-inch bolt in there. Another 2-inch bolt. 10 millimeters. Get the majority of the bolt tightened up. Like it's 7/32, and we'll snug those up. They're on a hub, so they'll be moving freely, even though the bolts are tight. Looks good. I believe we are done with drawer 1. Repeat this process on the bigger drawer. Alright, now that everything moved, brackets in place. Short bolts in with our locking nut. There's 2-inch up top. It's a little misalignment, gotta put pressure on it.
About how much pressure?
Just a little.
Okay.
The right answer is just enough.
Okay.
Isn't that always the answer? It's like when you look for something, you find it, you found it the last place you looked. Why would you keep looking?
Because you never know what else you may
That's
find.
true. You might find something completely you weren't looking for. Lastly, we'll put the tires on. This drawer will be done as well. There's that drawer. Right, it is time to install the drawers and then put the bottom, they call axles or wheels, on that they ride on the lower portion. Instructions say the easiest one to start with is the small drawer. So we'll insert the small drawer here. See how it's going to ride. Snug them up. Alright, there it's snugged up. Now the drawer is lifted and locked. Now you can open it up. Alright, finishing touch. This side faces driver tailgate. Not tailgate. One word makes a big difference. So snug this weather stripping onto the edge. That will help keep debris out of the drawer, which will be under a canopy anyway, but that's our deck system. Very nice.
How does it feel?
Feels great. Can't wait to load it up.
Smooth?
Smooth. Big drawer in and repeat that process. Alright. Two wheels, two bolts. Lots of fun. Alright, so we're having a little difficulty getting the new axle wheels in. One thing I noticed is we have a lot of play here. I'm trying to lift up and get this wheel in at the same time. So I grabbed a quick clamp. We're gonna clamp this up while we work on it. And that'll give us a little room to navigate under here. Fortunately, my hands are still too big. Let's work a little easier under this big drawer. Last one's the most challenging, I think. Interesting. Did not expect that threaded bolt to have a threaded inside of it. So it is more out front, and this threaded bolt has a thread inside of it to put our wheels. So that's very unique from my perspective. We'll grab our wrench and get them tightened up. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Look at that. Doesn't come out. Pull it out. The tires are hitting something right this track here, keeping it from coming out. Drop shut. Very smooth. So it's going to be nice. Final steps is putting this J-hook bolt through an opening in the ammo can and hooking the eye bolt within the bed, and then using this twist nut to keep it in place. Feel which angle it's supposed to come at. Feels like outside.
So you said it looks like we're missing a couple pieces to finish the install today?
Yeah, but it looks like we're missing the torsion bar and the faceplate with the ruler up here. The box hook in, when we started, we saw it wasn't in that great shape, so they might have lost those two small pieces on shipment. I'll give Deck a call tomorrow morning, and I'm sure we can get those pieces out, and we'll finish this install and wrap it up.
Sweet. Scale 1 to 10, how easy would you say this was to install?
It's probably a 6. It's a lot of bulky parts and a lot of alignment, but once you get the frame inside the bed, it all comes together pretty smoothly. I don't think you need any specialties to actually install this. Just a little time, a little effort, and a little help.
You did most of it yourself, honestly. I was just here mostly holding the camera, but maybe lifted, things here and there, but otherwise wasn't too hard for you to complete by yourself for the most part.
Yeah, it's easier with someone helping you, but one person could install this easily by themselves. I would probably say 3 hours. Just going at it, you'd be good to get it installed and ready to go.
Nice. It looks sweet.
I'm looking forward to filling it up, sharing with you guys what we put in there for overlanding. We carry, but the drawers are smooth. The locks are very tight, and really nice part is when you shut this and the Gladiator locks the tailgate when we lock the vehicle. No one can actually get in the drawer and actually steal anything. This is the most they can get it open without the locks installed, or they have an option for locks you can put on the door as well. Alright.
What are you getting ready to do?
So we're going to put on the torsion brace. So I reached out to Deck. Deck sent us the ruler and the torsion brace. They were missing from the box, probably the shipper's error. The box was all tore up, so I don't blame Deck at all, but Deck turned it right around, shipped it UPS to us, and got us real quick the parts we were missing. So today we're going to wrap up the rest of this. We're going to put the torsion brace on, the Deck ruler, and we have the bottle opener. And we've got a couple pieces, caps for our locks. We didn't get the locks because our tailgate locks with the doors on the Gladiator. So once this is shut, these won't be able to be opened anyway. And we are putting a cap on it, which is right there. Our next modification, we're going to put a RLD design stainless steel cap on this for overlanding. So we'll go ahead and put the torsion bars on. Quick look at the instructions. Looks like lip in. They fit right in place here. And this is nylon washer on our bolts. So really jumping ahead on that one. We'll take these back out. Our plate goes on here, so it goes on next. So we'll start with the outside bolts here. Get these on. We'll take the famous decked plate with bottle opener, and it goes right here, so we'll pull these two bolts back out. Half-inch bolts in here that go up. are in. They have us, again, our deck caps. So we're going to locks. Snap it in place here. The second one, right over here. Go. We have two little covers for the, so we have two J bolts in this corner we need to tighten up. Holds the deck system in place, so inside the ammo can. So here's where the bolt is, and we'll tighten it up by hand. And then they provide these covers to go over these, just so you don't jab your hand when you go in there. And we'll do the same on the other side. All right, one final step, and I think we're installed. Is the metal ruler bar. It provides a lot of good information out on the trail, but also ties these pieces together. Makes things secure. So we have 6 screws to put in, and they give us these nice pan head hex bolt. So I gotta find a hex Allen wrench to fit this. One final step, and I think we're installed. Is the metal ruler bar. Provides a lot of good information out on the trail, but also ties these pieces together. Makes things secure. So we have 6 screws to put in, and they give us these nice pan head hex bolt. So we got our Allen wrenches. The 7/32 one fits this bolt really well. So we'll just go ahead and install our plate. There we go. Keep the first one a little loose so you can align the holes on the ends, and then we'll tighten them up at the end. Make sure these are snugged up so they don't come loose on the trail. Alright, I believe that's it. That installs our deck system in the Gladiator. They've given us a few extra washers. These are divider clips for inside the drawers. Not exactly sure what those are yet, but as I organize the drawers and we can share that with you, they give us a couple extra inserts for threads. So that's pretty much it. We've installed the deck system. We now have storage drawers that we'll be using overlanding and keeping parts. This is kind of the everyday carry is what I look at this. Tools, recovery gear, light covers, anything that you might need every day. And then we are going to put the trail rail in next, and then the the RLD cap. So we'll have a whole overlanding set up, and then someday we'll have our rooftop tent on top of this, so we could go out and adventure. So if you like this, please subscribe, ring the bell, so we can bring you more information when we keep building our rigs up. And make sure you explore, create, and do good. Thanks, guys. Bye.